I'll never forget the night it happened. The house was quiet except for the faint hum of the refrigerator, the distant traffic outside, and the soft ticking of the clock in the living room. I had just come home from work, exhausted but looking forward to a calm evening with my wife, Lila. I wanted nothing more than to talk, to reconnect, to share a simple moment of closeness after another long week. But there was a tension in the air the moment I stepped inside. Lila sat on the couch, her shoulders slumped, her eyes avoiding mine. I could tell something was wrong before she even spoke, but I tried to ignore the uneasy feeling in my chest. "Hey," I said softly, trying to reach across the couch to hold her hand. She recoiled slightly, her lips pressed together. I noticed the tremor in her hands, the way her eyes glistened, but she didn't meet my gaze. "You're lucky I even let you touch me," she said suddenly, her voice sharp, cutting through the silence like a knife. I froze, my heart skipping a beat. The words didn't make sense at first. I opened my mouth to respond, to ask why, but she interrupted me before I could. "I'm tired of pretending," she said, her voice cracking now. "I don't feel the way I'm supposed to. I don't know if I even love you anymore." Her confession hit me harder than any blow could. Years of marriage, trust, shared dreams, and intimacy, all of it felt like it was crumbling in front of me. I had noticed her distance over the past few months, the late nights at work, the hidden phone, the lack of intimacy. I had ignored the signs, telling myself I was overthinking, that she was just stressed. But now, everything became painfully clear. I sat there, stunned, unsure how to respond. I wanted to yell, to beg, to demand answers, but the raw vulnerability in her eyes stopped me. She wasn't just angry, she was crying, genuinely hurting. "I'm sorry," she whispered, her voice breaking completely now. "I didn't mean to. I don't know how to fix this." The tears flowed freely, and for a moment, I felt my anger melt into sorrow. I realized that this wasn't just about betrayal. It was about a disconnect that had grown quietly over time, unnoticed until it became impossible to ignore. I reached out again, cautiously this time, and held her hand. Her fingers shook as they slipped into mine, and I could feel the weight of her guilt, her confusion, and her pain. I wanted to comfort her, but a part of me also felt betrayed, hurt, and unseen. "I don't know if we can fix this," I said quietly, my voice almost a whisper. "I need honesty, Lila, not just words. I need to know the truth about what's going on with us." She nodded, tears streaming down her cheeks. I've been seeing someone else. I didn't plan for it to happen, and I hate myself for it. I hate that I hurt you." That was the moment I realized the depth of the betrayal. Cheating is not just about the act itself, it's about the lies, the deception, the stolen trust. And yet, amidst the heartbreak, there was still a fragile moment of vulnerability. She was crying, she was admitting the truth, and she was finally letting me see the pain her choices had caused her, and me. I felt a mix of emotions, anger, heartbreak, sorrow, but also clarity. This wasn't a fight I could win with shouting or demands. This was about confronting a reality that I had ignored for too long. The person I loved had chosen someone else. The night stretched on, filled with silence, soft sobs, and a shared, uncomfortable truth. I didn't hug her, I didn't shout, I just sat there, holding her hand and letting her cry. I realized that sometimes the most painful honesty is also the most necessary. The next days were some of the hardest of my life. We talked, we argued, we tried to understand how everything had gone so wrong. But the trust, once broken, couldn't be repaired easily. Every touch, every word carried the weight of her admission. The intimacy we once had was now layered with guilt, pain, and the haunting knowledge of betrayal. Eventually, I made a choice. I realized that love alone isn't enough to sustain a marriage if trust, respect, and fidelity are gone. I couldn't continue in a relationship where my heart was disregarded, where intimacy was given reluctantly, and where betrayal had taken root. I left. Slowly, carefully, I rebuilt my life piece by piece. The memory of that night, the words, the tears, the raw vulnerability, remains with me. It was painful, yes, but it also taught me something essential. Honesty, even when it comes too late, is always better than living a lie. And sometimes, walking away is the only way to preserve your dignity, self-respect, and emotional well-being. Looking back now, I don't hate her. I understand that people make mistakes, that desire and weakness can cloud judgment, but I do honor myself enough not to accept betrayal disguised as honesty. And that night, when she said, "You're lucky I even let you touch me," and cried, I realized the relationship I thought I had was gone, and that letting go was the only path forward.